One of the country's top civil rights groups that's been around for more than 100 years is telling Black Americans to avoid going to the country's third largest state. The NAACP issued a travel advisory for the state of Florida following new laws and policies there dealing with everything from teaching African American history in schools to voting rights and protections for protesters. In the advisory about the Sunshine State, the NAACP said the following: please be advised that Florida is openly hostile toward African Americans, people of color, and LGBTQ+ individuals. Before traveling to Florida, please understand that the state of Florida devalues and marginalizes the contributions of and the challenges faced by African Americans and other minorities. State leaders there, including the governor, are pushing back. Here's 2 on Your Side's Claudine Ewing.
So what is this really all about? Some of it, according to Reverend Mark Blue of the Buffalo chapter of the NAACP, has to do with erasing history from school curriculums.
You're going to tell me that slaves didn't come over on slave ships? They had a ticket.
Even the League of United Latin American Citizens issued a travel advisory after Florida enacted a new immigration law. LGBTQ groups are also joining in. They say Florida Governor Ron DeSantis supports education policies that ban teaching about gender identity and sexual orientation. DeSantis has many supporters, but here in Buffalo, it's concerning to some.
We need to make sure we keep people safe because we know that these lies and making LGBTQ people demagogues and, the age-old trope of LGBTQ people are predators.
Will a travel advisory do the trick?
I don't think that a travel advisory will do the trick, but it does send a message to LGBTQ people and people that are different to be careful when they travel to the state of Florida.
And we often hear about equity, diversity, and inclusion, but DeSantis just signed legislation that bans DEI initiatives in public universities.
We need to know all of the facts, but he is kind of whitewashing and covering it up by not allowing the true facts to be taught in higher academia.
Civil rights groups and other groups are not staying silent.
Florida is not friendly anymore. It is hostile toward African Americans.
Governor DeSantis was asked recently about a travel advisory by our sister station in Florida. This was his response.
What a joke. What a joke. Yeah, we'll see how effective that is. It's a pure stunt. And fine, if you want to waste your time on a stunt, that's fine. Look, I get, but I'm not wasting my time on your stunts, okay?
Claudine joins us now to talk more about this. So, of course, you can't force anyone not to travel somewhere. This is an advisory, and so you wonder what will be like the practical impact of something like this.
You're right about that, Michael. Correct. They can advise, and that's what this is, an advisory. And there are people pausing and thinking twice before going to Florida right now. The reason is simply because it's being called an unfriendly and hostile area, but that is for individuals to really make a final decision.
And the timing of this is being called into question by some. Ron DeSantis expected to announce a presidential run as early as later this week. So there are people on the right who say the timing of this, they're making it political after him.
Right. Of course, politics plays into all of this, and that's what people are saying. This is really political. But I think we also have to listen to the people who are supporting him as well. And you heard him say that this is a joke, this is a stunt. But there are a lot of people who are on his side. But once again, if he's getting ready to announce that he's going to run for president, all the forces are going to come out, and we're going to hear so much more going on. And this is not the only state. We talked about this earlier, too. This is not the only state that's doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Claudine Ewing reporting for us tonight. Claudine, thank you.